Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us this evening. My name is Megan Matovich, and I am the Marketing Communications Manager for ABC. As many of you know, ABC has been the national organizer of a campaign to raise awareness of and excitement about careers in prosthetics, orthotics, and pedorthics called What is POP? For more than 2 years now, our national campaign has engaged ambassadors and partners like those of you here tonight to get high school and college students excited about a potential career in pop. Let's take a closer look.
We get to be a part of a lot of comeback stories.
You see the joy on someone's face as they're able to stand up for the first time.
To be able to change people's lives through their mobility makes it the coolest job ever.
I always tell people prosthetics and orthotics is the best field you've never heard of.
All right, as you can see from the video and as you've probably heard, we've made a lot of progress in the campaign already. And now we feel like it's a great time for the profession to kind of come together and celebrate each other. And that's why we're inviting the whole POP community to participate in our inaugural POP Month in March of 2025. ABC invites the entire POP community, including all of you here this evening, our technical and master's degree program participants, as well as clinic workers and manufacturers, to expand the campaign's reach during POP Month. And the goal of POP Month, or the goals of POP Month, are to cultivate pride throughout the profession and ultimately drive career interest that leads to increased enrollment in education programs. And we need your help to do that. We know that March 2025 might seem like a long ways away, but it will be here before you know it. And we're going to challenge all organizations to host awareness-raising activities during POP Month and celebrate professionals within their organizations. So we want to spend the majority of our time today talking a little about ways you can get involved in POP Month. We're going to showcase resources we developed to help you with your planning and your organization. And we hope to also spend some time sharing ideas with each other about how you plan to get involved. There are a few ways you can do that. For example, some POP employers are inviting people to shadow someone already in the profession. Universities that offer master's degrees for orthotists and prosthetists are hosting nationwide open houses for potential students. Science fairs across the country are highlighting POP innovations. And POP experts are sharing how they found their career in POP and what they enjoy most. In fact, I'm sure many of you have already done some really awesome career awareness activities. We're going to put up a poll right now to see if we can, if you can share that with us. So anything you've previously done that maybe we could do for POP Month? Let's go ahead and answer and let us know. So it looks like a lot of people said that they invited students to come shadow. And have gone to schools to talk about the profession, hosted educational forum. Okay, great. So already doing lots in as far as awareness activities are concerned. So that's awesome. Okay. Okay, great. Thanks everyone for sharing. I know we've got some super active folks in our midst. And now I'd like to introduce our other speakers who are going to talk about what is POP and how we can support the involvement in and during POP month.
Well, thank you so much, Megan. It's good to have so many people joining us this evening. My name is Becky Watt-Knight, and I am joined by my colleague, Mike Warner. We are both on the communications team that has been supporting ABC for a couple of years now for the What is POP campaign. And we are here tonight to talk to you about what is really the latest iteration of the campaign, and that is POP Month, and how you can get in on it. And as doing that, we want to share some resources that have been developed. We really goal is to make it as simple, as easy as we can for all of you. And we want to share ideas and resources that you can hopefully sort of plug and play and use pretty easily for your own local activities. Mike?
Great. Thanks, Becky. Again, I'm Mike Warner. We're really excited about POP Month. And as Megan set up, a lot of this is really just building from all the great stuff that you're already doing that we've heard through the campaign, and we hear through ABC and hear about all the wonderful things you're doing. And while POP stands for Prosthetics, Orthotics, and Pedorthics, for this month, we want you to think to yourself, really, this is an opportunity to promote our profession, or to think to yourself, this is my opportunity to really show pride in our profession. And that's what we're hoping to do, is to galvanize the community, to really build some excitement around POP and really show people what the career is all about. So as we said, that could be as easy as doing some social media. Make sure, if you don't already follow the POP, what is POP social handles or ABCs, please do that now, because there'll be lots of great updates on there. But you can do that. You could, as you said, host events. You could simply tell your professional story. That could be through the media. That could be through social media. You can also just spread the word to your colleagues and other folks in the industry, individuals, to get them involved in POP Month, or companies and organizations to become partners in POP Month. So really, this could be as easy of a lift or as heavy of a lift, and we're hoping that there'll be a lot of exciting and really creative ideas. But we didn't want to just leave you to your own to come up with creative ideas, and I'm already seeing things in the chat like the Memorial Scholarship. That'd be an amazing thing to announce during POP Month. But we did want to put together some resources and some kind of sample things that you could do. I'm going to turn it over to Becky to talk about that. But first, I should warn you, if you're not into POP puns, buckle up. You're in for a lot of them.
So we're going to actually try to give you a little preview of a series of 5 toolkits that we have developed. The idea being that they should be very easy to use, plug and play products. We're going to walk you through them briefly now so that you can sort of see how to access them. One of our colleagues is working behind the scenes to pull things up and give us a little preview online so that you can see them and hopefully get a sense of how you might consider launching into activity preparation for next month. The first one we're going to take a look at is one we've called POP and Circumstance. Mike is humble. He really gets credit for coming up with our POP themes for our toolkits. But POP and Circumstance is really about, we know you're working with excellent educators, colleagues, innovators, and why not recognize them, or recognize several of them with a POP award and really share their achievements with others in the field and with your real community. A POP Month honoree could include someone who's already actively involved in the pop community, could be a leader or someone who's inspiring the next generation, someone who maybe developed a real innovation that's now being used widely in the field. This toolkit has a number of things that you can lean into. There's a sample timeline to help you plan how to give an award, really starts about 4 or 6 weeks out and walks you through step by step. There's some promo ideas, including a news release for how you could announce your award winners to local media in the community. And there's also a template award certificate that you can easily tailor with the award winners' names and actually perhaps give them at a ceremony of pomp and circumstance.
Awesome. Thanks, Becky. And I appreciate you giving me credit for the puns, but I also might have to take some blame for some of them as well. So as we pop over, the next one we're going to talk about is a popclamation or a proclamation. So this is really at its core a really light lift that could have a really big effect. And this is basically to reaching out to your state and local officials to have them officially recognize Pop Month or Pop Day or kind of having an official recognition. So what this toolkit gives you is sample language you can use, ideas of how to contact your state and local representatives to make sure that they know what's going on and they can officially declare it Pop Month. So looking for ways to do a popclamation or a proclamation, you really have everything you need in this toolkit. So this is a pretty straightforward, easy to do event that is, like I said, has big pop, but with a low effort. It can also be used in a lot of other events you're doing. So say you're doing an awards, as Becky said, you can kind of wrap that around along with the fact that you have a proclamation that you found. So kind of using a lot of these events and these ideas together is a great idea to make it pop.
Okay, the next one we're going to take a quick preview of is what we call the Pop In Toolkit. And a couple of you have alluded to doing this sort of event, I think, in the past. Be great if you could do something like this for Pop Month next March. And hopefully you'd not have to start from scratch, because hopefully you'd find a lot of useful materials in this toolkit. This is really intended to be a guide for hosting an open house, inviting students to pop in, maybe tour facilities, learn about the profession, hear from staff why they really love doing what they're doing, and learn more about the career that so few know exists in healthcare, but is one of the most exciting out there, as the video says. This toolkit has everything from a sample invitation that you can customize and distribute. It has an agenda for what sort of event you could put together and some ideas for sort of how to structure the time. There's some promotional ideas here and some things that you can download, even some posters that you could pretty easily download and print and use to help promote the event before it happens. For all of the events, whether it is the awards, whether it is an open house, whether it's some of the others we're going to talk about this evening, we'd love it for you to take and send photos in sort of the event in action so that we can share them through the Pop Month and What is Pop channels. We want to really be able to give some extra awareness to the events that are happening all across the country. You'll want to be sure to distribute the Pop Month release form to get permission for any of the individuals featured in the photos, any of the attendees. And I should say that all of the event toolkits do have those release forms at the end for you to use, again, so that you don't have to create anything from scratch.
Great. I should also, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, you can find all these toolkits at popmonth.org. If you're used to going to whatispop.org, you can also navigate to Pop Month there. But if you just want a simple, quick way to get there, popmonth.org, all of the toolkits are there and ready for download. So Becky talked a little bit about Pop In, that's kind of the open house. I want to talk a little bit about Pop Over, which is really an opportunity to host a shadow day. So this is a time to, one of the things actually we heard in our outreach through the What is Pop campaign was there was a lot of people who were really interested in shadowing to find out what the career is all about. And we had requests on the other side of people who wanted materials for how can they actually reach you to set up shadowing days. And so this is your chance to kind of reach back out to them and see if you can find high school, college students who really want to come over and shadow your work for a day. This toolkit has in it a sample agenda for your shadowing day, so you know what kind of activities and things you want to do, sample invitation language that you can use, as well as just kind of you can see the timeline right here, just a little bit of our suggested timeline of how long you'd want to kind of start preparing. Megan mentioned somehow March feels like it's going to be in 2 weeks. Somehow it is going to be December very soon. So really start thinking about who and how you want to get people to pop over and shadow you for a day, because really the best way to show pride in the profession and really show the cool things that you do is by letting people see them in person.
Mike just touched on something that's important. Almost all of these toolkits have a timeline that is roughly 4 to 6 weeks out, because we all know the holiday season is coming. It's really busy. These are all things that we've given you the resources for that we think you can start putting together, in January. There's some people who are already starting now, which is absolutely fantastic, but just know that there is plenty of time to really just think through what you might want to do next year before the holiday season and start maybe some early planning, but everything is designed for you to be able to do things in January and February and feasibly pull off one of these events. Last but not least, let's look at our fifth and final toolkit, which is the Pop Out toolkit. And this is really designed to help you take your pop show on the road and meet future potential pop professionals, meet students where they are. And that might be at a local high school. That might be at a local college campus where you have an opportunity to talk with undergrads who might be in fields that would be setting them up really nicely for an advanced program in the pop profession. It might be at local community group gatherings, right? There's a number of different things this could be. This toolkit has an outreach email that you could send to potential groups. It has a sample presentation with even some talking points embedded in the notes. So again, you could really hopefully tailor that pretty easily without too big of a lift. And there's some activity ideas for things that you could have attendees do during the presentation. Here too, if you do take your pop show on the road, again, we love photos, love them submitted, because it's not only something that we can share with all of you, but something that we can push out in What is Pop communications and help promote the activities that will be happening, we're hoping, across the country.
Yeah, speaking of which, we're really excited, and we've put together these toolkits to make it, as Becky said, as plug and play as it possibly can, so that you all can really kind of just take and kind of run with this. But we also want you to run with your imagination. As we said, the toolkits were really based on all the great ideas that we've already heard from you, and so we know that y'all are going to have even better ideas. You're going to take some of these materials, you're going to put your own spin on them to make them pop. And kind of really see what you can do. So we're really excited. This is the first year of for Pop Month, and so we're really excited to see what you all come up with. And so we want to hear a little bit from you. You saw in the chat that we have a Q&A. Feel free to drop some questions in the chat. I would love for people to if anybody has any ideas of things they're already starting to think through for Pop Month, kind of what do you have popping? So just let us know if you have anything you want to say. If you use the raise hand function, then we can call on you. We'll ask you then to take yourself off mute. It's a little weird because of the way webinars work, but we won't be able to see you, but we'll definitely be able to hear you. So if you have anything you want to share with us, just use the raise hand feature and we'll call on you. Yes, we will. Yes. And I'm going to call on Beth. So Beth, if you take yourself off mute, anything you want to share with us?
I'm popping in here. Can you
popped
hear
right
me?
in. Good job.
Okay. So I'm Beth Shaver. I'm from Hanger Clinic. I work on our social media team, and we are excited about Pop Month, and I think we're still trying to figure out like kind of nailing down exactly what we're going to be doing, but these toolkits are very helpful to see. But I do think we have already started to try to incorporate Pop into a lot of what we are doing already. So when we can talk about a clinician's experience and how they got into the field, we're trying to tie that into Pop every time and help people go back to learn more about the profession. I know some of our team members are thinking for next year, like how can we also keep that mindset going the whole year? I know this is about Pop Month in general, but we are just trying to really focus on helping the field, and just kind of everyone taking that lens of what can we do to help kind of keep Pop Month going, throughout the whole year. I'm hopeful that we might also be able to get some coloring books for our pediatric patients that could that clinicians can hand out at the different clinics during the month, and maybe like a sticker or something like that to encourage kids to get interested in the field. But we are going to do some social media videos obviously around this too, and just try to keep it going and look for ways. I think even at our patient events next year with EmpowerFest and Baka Boot Camp, which bring in a lot of folks from around the country, we'll probably have like something about Pop as well, just and try to have it at all of our things just throughout the whole year. So yeah, just really trying to help. And I love all the branding that's been done with this, and it's really, I think it's such an engaging way that you guys have set it up. So I think it's been cool to kind of get more involved with it.
I love that. And I love the idea of the coloring book. Thank you, Beth. And Beth, you brought something up that I think is really important, which is there's a lot of materials and things that have already been created for the What is Pop campaign. So there's videos. I see a lot of actually our ambassadors and familiar names, people I feel like I know from their videos that are on and in the chat. And those will also be available to use when you're kind of planning your Pop outreach.
You talked about
Or
You
go
talked
ahead.
about using it throughout the year too, Beth, and something that we're hearing from others is, we usually try to do something every spring. Maybe we'll try to push it to Pop Month, because can we get more buzz and, there's more voices, more excitement if we're all doing things during the month of March. So it might even be that something you typically do or have done in the past that you think, let's do this again, or let's time it for Pop Month next year.
Mike, we had a question in the chat, if I could interject really quick. Helen from, it's a question from Helen about So Everybody Can Move, which is a campaign that has been going. AOPA has been helping with that, and other associations. And she's wondering if there is a plan for templates for contacting politicians in our local area. So everybody can move to advocate for better funding during the awareness campaign. So I think that kind of goes back to our proclamation. And is there anything more in depth with that you want to talk about, to kind of elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, I would just say yes. The popclamation is the place to go for that. It's tough to say that 3 times, but it has a lot of the kind of template materials you have in there. It's done very as a generic right now, popclamation of just that it is Pop Month. But certainly, again, all these templates are easy to add to. You could take some language about just that and the Let's Move if you wanted to add it for your local event. And things like that. And so our hope is that you can take the toolkits, you can add some additional language on things like that. If there's something local going on, that you can tweak it there as well.
And Helen, I think this kind of goes back to AOPA, whenever they have something going on that we're trying to get pushed through our local government and that kind of thing. There's usually an easy form that you can fill out or have that you can easily find who your representatives are and send that information on. So we can kind of explore that a little bit further to see if there's any other ways that we can make that process a little easier. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, with all of this, we're going to be asking you to share with us the ideas you're doing, and kind of as you're doing that, if there's additional support or help or things, if we hear especially from multiple people about certain things, we can kind of make sure to provide that support. So I want to pop over to Olivia from Northwestern next. feel like a radio show host. Do we have Olivia? Oh, she's on public transportation right now. Olivia, if you want to drop it in the chat, you can. I'm happy to read it out loud for you.
Can you hear
Hello?
me?
Yep. There you are.
Wait, wait. Anna Paula, were you talking?
Yes, that was me, but you can go ahead.
No, you go first. You go first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Anna Paula. I'm also a student ambassador at Northwestern. And I just wanted to touch a little bit on our ideas that we've had so far. I think one of the main things that we've been focusing on at Northwestern is our social media presence, because we've seen how big of an impact it can have, especially on spreading awareness of our field. So one of our ideas that we were brainstorming about was starting a social media series for that month, and kind of talking about the profession through different perspectives. So interviewing faculty, interviewing current students, interviewing residents, interviewing prospective students, just to kind of show an encompassing view of our field, as well as maybe collaborating with other programs within Feinberg School of Medicine, such as the medical students or the PT and PA students, and also educating them on POP, and hopefully they can also help spread awareness about our fields.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
and
love that, especially love the. Oh, sorry. Go on.
no, just to go off of that, I will attest that Anna Paula has been running our social media and has been amazing at it. So I know that series will be very effective and will be portrayed in such a great positive light, and will be done well. So that's definitely something we want to use to our advantage. We also had discussed the idea of inviting kind of all the other Feinberg programs to come into our suite. We do some IPE, interprofessional conversations throughout the year, but we kind of feel like it would be cool for them to actually see what we do day to day and maybe try out the stuff that we do. Just because when we do talk to them, they don't really always know what's going on, and it's a lot of like, education in that sense. I mean, that's what POP is, so it makes sense. But so yeah, that was another idea we had thrown around too.
No, that's great. I mean, I think that really leans into the promoting the profession and really showing pride in the profession. And if you can't show that to your colleagues and the folks at your school, I think that's a perfect opportunity to do that. So that's great. I love that, and love to hear the social media is going to be popping in March. We're excited to see that. Also, wanted to see Cindy in the chat said, how about a mom and pop theme for women in business? Going with that theme. I love that. I'm picking up what you're putting down with the pop. So I love that. I think that's a really great idea. So anybody else? All right, I'm seeing that Carrie shared that the residents are taking a lead and going to schools to promote pop. That's great. We've seen a lot of, especially through the What is Pop campaign, we've seen a lot of really successful events and a lot of our ambassadors going into schools, and the ambassadors get a lot out of it, and we always get rave reviews from the schools, and folks are really excited about the profession after they leave.
And I think another point on that, Mike, too, is having someone come in who's close in your age sometimes resonates a little bit more. So having your students to come and talk to the, those younger high school and college age students is kind of impactful, even more impactful.
Awesome. Well, I don't think we have any other questions. Anybody else have any questions? Again, if there's no questions, we won't keep you too long. We got some other people sharing in the chat. Pop panel for at South by Southwest. That sounds amazing. Judging kind of STEM science fairs, that would be great, especially in the spring. I think there are a lot of science fairs that happen in the spring, so that's a really great time, especially you can time it around March. I love that idea. Well, I think this is just getting us even more excited about Pop Month. And as Megan and Becky said, it's going to be here before we know it. So We really do encourage you to share with us the events that you're putting together. If you have any questions or if you need any resources, feel free to continue to reach out about that. Unless I see anything else, Megan, I think back over to you. Although I love a 5K, and especially with an adaptive sporting event with it.
Yeah, definitely. Very cool. Great ideas, everyone. Okay, so if we don't have any other questions or comments, I just want to say thank you all for joining us this evening and learning how you can get involved in Pop Month, March 2025. Just want to reiterate a few key things we shared today. I'm going to challenge everyone on this call to participate in Pop Month in some way, shape, or form. So you can use and should use the toolkits. I think they're going to be very helpful to everyone, and to plan your various activities, whether that's by committing to hosting at least one event in March, or sharing the word about Pop Month with, say, 5 people in your circle. Other things you can do, lots of ideas that were shared here this evening. So as always, if you have any questions, as Mike mentioned, you can always reach out to us. We're happy to help. You can reach us at whatispop@messagepartnerspr.com. I think they're going to put that in the chat. And also you can email us if you're interested in becoming an official campaign partner, Pop Month partner, or if you're interested in becoming an ambassador. There we go. That's if you want to sign up for updates. You can use the QR code there to sign up for that. You can also find more information, like Mike mentioned, at popmonth.org. And I think that's it. So hopefully everybody got some great ideas this evening. Thank you again. We're really excited to have Pop Month boost the profession for everyone, and we think it's going to be a great success. So thanks, everyone. Have a great night.